Jai Hind students, how are you all? I hope you all are well. Today we are going to start the chapter Women, Caste and Reform. Before starting this chapter, there are several questions that should come in our mind that the way we all deal our life today and even we work, we are habitual in our daily life. About 200 years ago, how the people, especially the children, used to live. Nowadays, girls from the middle class families are also quite independent and they are allowed to go to school. They study with the boys, they often study with the boys, and on growing up, many of them go to the colleges and universities and take their job after that. And even after being adult, after being independent, they are legally married. But about 200 years ago, situation was different. Things were completely different. Most people were married off at an early age. Both Hindu and Muslim men could marry more than one wife. That was known as polygamy. And in some parts of the country, widows were praised if they chose death by burning themselves on the funeral pyre of their husband. Women who died in this manner, whether willingly or otherwise, they were called sati. They were forced to die. The meaning of sati is virtuous women. Women's right to property were also restricted. Besides, most women had virtually no access to education. In many parts of the country, people believed that if a woman was educated, she would become a widow. Caste divisions were there, upper caste versus lower caste, and the lower castes they were considered as untouchables or the polluting castes. They were not allowed to enter in the temples, draw water from the common wells, bath in the common ponds, and so on. There were several manner. They were always forced to live in a separate way. Now it was the time when the social reformers came up and started working to change the society. Changes from 19th century books, newspapers, magazines, leaflets, pamphlets were cheaper than the manuscripts. All kinds of issues like social, political, economic, or religious were debated and discussed. There was a hook swinging festival that was very popular festival where devotees underwent a peculiar form of suffering as a part of ritual worship, and with the hook pierced through their skin they actually swung themselves on a wheel. It was so pathetic, poignant. Now we will talk about several social reformers who actually brought change in our society. Now, first we will talk about the man who abolished sati, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He founded Brahma Samaj in Calcutta. Changes were necessary to remove unjust practices and adopt new way of life. This was his thought. Freedom and women equality, and he led many campaigns against the practice of sati, and in 1829 sati was banned. He was well versed in Sanskrit and Persian. Now we will discuss about Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. He was given the title Vidyasagar, means the ocean of education. He was known as the ocean of education. He led a very strict and definitely a complicated life because he also came up from a very poor section of our society. He was a Brahmin child, but he was from the poor family, very highly poor family. He worked on widow remarriage, and his another contribution is for girl education, for women education. He worked a lot, and finally his both the campaigns became successful. Now I will talk about Veera Salingam Pantulu. He also he actually in Telugu speaking, he in Madras presidency he used to work, and he also worked for the widow remarriage. In the first module, this much only I am discussing. Please stay tuned for better understanding in the live class, and for the next module you will have to read the chapter. So be healthy, be safe, and Jai Hind. Thank you.